What I am going to talk about today is a very dangerous thing for me to talk about. I am putting my reputation on the line to talk about this because I fear that other Christians will call me a crazy person, a heretic, or worse. But this is something I feel pushed to talk about so that more people can know about it, and so I can be more honest with my audience. What I'm going to talk about today is a subculture on the internet known as Otherkin. What is Otherkin, you ask? Otherkins are people who personally identify as something other than human. There is a mixed bag of people in this subculture, each believing something different about what they believe themselves to be. Some believe their identity is genetic. Some believe their identity is the result of reincarnation. Some believe it is the result of species dysphoria. Some believe it is through ancestry. And some believe it is just a metaphor. The creatures that Otherkins like to identify themselves as are often creatures considered to be mythical, like dragons, elves, fairies, and aliens. There's even people who identify as angels and as demons. Now, I knew some Otherkins long ago. I met them on Facebook and they were often grouped with furries. The Otherkins that I've known believe that there were the reincarnations of dragons that lived on another planet of dragons thousands of years ago. Some also believe in a multitude of parallel universes, which they use to try to prove their stories. It is commonly used by fiction king, who believe they are the reincarnations of fictional characters or a fictional species. Some have stated that they can spiritually feel the limbs of what they believe are their real forms, which they call phantom limbs. I ended up believing in Otherkin myself, and I thought I was the reincarnation of a dragon too, just because I felt connected to dragons, and because I really felt like I was a dragon deep down inside of me. Back then, I loved to roleplay, but I was also very gullible and impressionable. People such as the Amazing Atheist like to make fun of Otherkins for their unusual and delusional beliefs, and I can see why, but some scholars say that Otherkin is simply just another religion. The motivations for believing in Otherkin can be positive or negative. Some Otherkins just simply believe that they are something else in their soul, but also just live a normal life. They don't idolize it and they keep their identity a secret and just try to be a good person. But then there's the more extremist types of Otherkin. These types are very intense and take their identity way too seriously. They get upset if anyone calls them human, and they will vilify people that don't agree with their values. These extremists are the types of Otherkin that have a disdain and resentment for human society. At best, they want to escape this world and live in another universe. At worst, they advocate for the destruction of the human race. It's why some furries don't get along with Otherkin. Furries see them as uptight, crazy, and delusional people that want to destroy other species. So these types of Otherkin tend to scare them away because of how intense they are. To this day, I still feel like I'm a dragon deep inside, somehow, some way. Which brings me to the next question. What's the Christian perspective on Otherkin? What does Otherkin have to do with Christianity? Well, I do have a theory. Perhaps you might remember the Nephilim that wandered the earth before Noah's flood, which are commonly interpreted as fallen angels or giants. I think that it's possible that we had our gene pool corrupted by these demons. My theory is that the only people that had 100% pure blood in them were Noah and his family. To be without corruption when sin entered the world would have taken extreme care, and that's just not possible anymore. Therefore, it could be that all people before and after Noah ended up having corrupted DNA that was tampered with. So that means if Otherkins do exist, it is in the physical blood, not in anything spiritual. All the legends of creatures such as werewolves and vampires have it in the blood, or in a disease that physically affect them, not in spirituality. And by the time we could see this DNA, it would already be in us the whole time, and we wouldn't be able to tell. Either that, or it would have been labeled as evolution. It could be that this demon DNA is not only the cause of Otherkin, but also the cause of the wickedness of man. I have once wondered if maybe when I got to heaven, I would have my dragon body back, and be a dragon instead of a human. But seeing that it's very possible that Otherkin came from demonic tampering, it's very doubtful, because nothing demonic or sinful can enter heaven. Therefore, when we get our new bodies, it is more than likely that any connection to Otherkin we have will be stripped away from us, so we can be clean, pure, holy, and righteous before God. In the end, this is only a theory, and this theory will put my reputation at risk. Thanks for listening to this long and drawn-out perspective on Otherkin from the eyes of a Christian. So what do you think of Otherkins, and what do you think of this theory? Let me know in the comments. This was Godly Dragon Reviews and Apologetics, and you have a blessed day.
הלא ידעת אם לא שמעת